Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Corey from Top Fitness and Nutrition, and today I'm going to be answering your question about protein. I got a question from a bodybuilder: how much protein should I take? And I think that's pretty easy. Let's go over it. So there's different variations of protein. You've got whey, and you've got casein protein, and you've also got soy protein. So soy is out of the equation. I wouldn't even consider it unless you're lactose intolerant, because soy is going to have the least amount of effects on your muscle growth. All right. Also, with men, soy can be a detriment to testosterone, and it's known to increase your estrogen levels. So I wouldn't recommend soy. So that's out of the equation. Again, unless you're lactose intolerant, then soy is the only option, and you can't go with casein or whey. Or for the most people, we can go with whey protein, which is the #1 source of protein that I would recommend, because whey is it's going to aid in the strongest muscle growth, and casein is going to be longer lasting, so it's going to digest slowly into the system. So whey protein is best after a workout, and that's going to be the best window that you're going to want to take whey protein, and you're going to want to get at least 30 grams. And then after let's say you work out and then you take that protein shake, and then afterwards you're going to want to eat, but you don't want to eat right away. You want to eat like an hour after you take that protein shake, so you can utilize the proteins that you take in and that you're not overdoing it, right? So let's say, for example, if you take a protein shake right after working out and then you eat right after working out, your body can only intake 30 grams, so the rest of it's going to get wasted into the digestive system, and you're just really going to crap it out, and you're not going to utilize that for the protein synthesis. Okay, so that's why you want to take it in increments, and that's why I recommend taking protein, throughout the morning time, lunch, and dinner time, because if you are like most people, you get the most amount of protein in during the dinner time, and you don't want to get that. Like, most people get like 40 to 60 grams during the dinner time, all in one meal, but they're wasting most of that, and it's useless. It's not going to be going towards muscle growth. So it's better to just, do breakfast, and then maybe an in between breakfast and lunch, and then lunch, and then in between lunch and dinner, and then right before bedtime. Or actually, it would be dinner and then post workout, and then right before bedtime if you're like most people who work out in the evening time. And right before bedtime is when you want to take casein, right? So what we talked about with casein is it's slowly releasing. So you can take more than 30 grams. That's the only time you can take more than 30 grams of protein, is when you take casein, because that's slowly going to release into your system. So what's going to happen with that is right before you go to bedtime, you take the casein, and then while you're sleeping, it's going to slowly be aiding in the muscle recovery. And the peak time for muscle recovery is during the nighttime. That's when your body recovers the most. And so that's when you really want to get nutrients in the body, right? So you want to get nutrients right after working out, and you also want to get nutrients while you're sleeping. Those are crucial times in order to utilize the muscle growth and the muscle binding. And casein protein is going to release over a duration of 5 hours to maybe 8 hours, depending on how much you take. Again, you can take 40 grams, you could take up to 50, 60 grams. It really depends on the muscle size that you're trying to get. If you're a bodybuilder, you want to be getting 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, and if you're really serious about it, then you go ahead and do more grams than your body weight. So if you want to grow from 200 to 210, then you take more grams of protein than your body weight. So you would take 210 grams of protein, and that's a lot. So that's why you got to be smart with how you diversify that while actually taking advantage of those nutrients, because you don't want to take 210 grams but not utilize it. So making the mistake to take more than 30 grams per hour would be not utilizing it, which is why most bodybuilders have 5 to 6 meals, spread out throughout the day, because they understand that you got to get smaller meals to make the most efficient muscle growth as possible. Now, with that being said, protein synthesis is going to be the strongest after working out, and so what you want to do is take carbohydrates along with the protein right after your workout, and that's going to aid in the protein synthesis. Taking protein alone is going to help, but taking carbohydrates along with the protein after working out is going to make it the maximum efficient protein synthesis, because it's going to lower the degradation rate. Basically, that has to do with the insulin, okay, and it's just gonna increase the muscle protein. I won't get too in depth with the science, but yeah, add some carbohydrates in with the protein afterwards, and you'll be good to go. So those are the three main types of proteins. Again, you can find protein in meat and in other sources of food, but if you're really trying to get big muscle size, then protein powder is the best way to go. And I would recommend whey protein over all sources, and then casein right before bedtime, and then soy only if you're lactose intolerant. Thanks. Peace out.